Hello and welcome to Spinning Plates Podcast. I am your host, Selena Johnson, and I am so glad you're here. God has a perfect plan for you, a design specific that is only for you, and I assure you that it does not include living tired and discontent. I know it's for you to live fully into who you're meant to be. So let's spin the plates together with joy and purpose. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. All right. Oh my gosh, it's almost Christmas. And it might, for some of us, it could be potentially too late for this episode, but it's never too late, you guys. That's what I believe. So I'm going to come in with this episode. This was a topic idea from a friend, a listener, and I'm very excited about it because I think it's a great idea, is how do we stay on track over the holidays? Probably the number one question I get. I'm sure it's on top of a lot of people's minds. Like, how do we not let the holidays derail all the, goals we have in mind or all the momentum we've even created throughout the year? So I'm going to come in. I'm going to give you guys some great quick tips. This is going to be an episode that's hopefully super tactical, something you can put into practice today, right now. This is what I want to say, though, before I get in to the hows and the what ifs and all that kind of stuff. I want to say, I joked about it at the beginning just a moment ago, but I want to say this very clearly. It is not too late to make shifts, okay? It can happen at any time. And guess what, guys? I even have news for you. It doesn't even have to happen on a Monday, and it doesn't even have to happen at the beginning of a week, okay? It doesn't have to happen at the beginning of a day. It could be midday, and you could start making shifts and changes, okay? All of it counts. Your body's just glad when you make the good choices. It does not hold a grudge to you. And we need to make sure that we don't get in our heads thinking we have to do it perfect. So that's going to be like my number one thing going into this. I don't even want you to listen to this episode, write it all down. And then if you don't do 1 or 5 of these things, that you then think that this isn't for you. It is for you. We all need these things. That's the fact. All of us need to do the best choices, Man, I'm excited right now. We need to make the best choices we possibly can in order to feel the best we possibly can. Okay? All right. So we're going to work with what we have. We're going to go into it. And here we go. Number 1 is, please, please, please do not stop meal prepping because you're on vacation or because it's the holidays, right? You still are going to need to eat vegetables at some point throughout your day. You still are going to need to have some sort of protein in your body. You need to choose the clean carbs, right? The good ones. I know for me, I've talked about this probably a gazillion times. I'm just going to keep talking about it because it's exactly what happens is I know I am not at my best if I do not plan protein. Protein's a thing. As soon as I start going crazy or the day goes sideways or I've got big plans or I'm on the road or whatever, protein's the hardest thing for me to get in. So I always have to prep protein. Okay. But you know what yours are. The other thing is vegetables. Go ahead and even though you're all home right now during the break, maybe, or wherever you're at, chop up some vegetables, have them in the fridge, have some fruit already pre-washed, right? Like do what you can to help yourself. The other one is clean, healthy carbs. So like, I know for me, oatmeal is a good go-to for carbs because otherwise I'll just go start eating chips. So, so you can even make your oatmeal overnight oats, or I like to make a batch. If you do 1 cup of oats to 1 cup of water, you make a whole batch. You've got 4 servings of oatmeal. That's a little tip for you. Okay. All right. So plan your meals. Don't think you're going to wing it. You're going to be good. The other thing is, indulge in moderation. So it is perfectly acceptable to have a cookie. You're going to have lots of cookies coming at you. It's, I make almond roca every year. And yes, I had a bite of it the other night. The only problem with that is it's light crack, so I can't. It's so addicting. Like it's so dangerous for me personally. So I have like a bite and then I have to like literally give it out to everyone I know because I'll keep it in the house. But I will say that, indulging in moderation is the key. And the thing is you got to be the one responsible for it. Okay. You're going to have treats in the house. I live in a house full of men who love sweets, who love Christmas cookies, who are not gluten-free, who are not dairy-free. and are happy campers when mom is baking up cookies, okay? I have to set firm boundaries for myself that if I'm going to make a gluten-free cookie that I can actually eat, I better try to make it healthy because they're probably not going to eat it and I am going to eat it, and I need to make sure that I'm making good choices, right? But guys, you are going to have things. Where we go wrong is where we overindulge. Now, I do want to say this, and I think this is so important. There's this trend that goes on, especially during the holidays. It says, have the cookie, right? Some of us can't. I am one of those people. My boundary typically over the holidays is don't have the cookie, because as soon as you do, it's going to be a slippery slope. The thing is, it's not, how do I say? I feel better when I don't have the cookie. And that's what I have to remind myself in the moment. So it's not deprivation. It's not to have some sort of strict, it's not like for the show of it or to have some sort of, heavy weight on me that I can't have a cookie. But if you know yourself, and I hope you do, that's like the key, right? Is that really you can't, then don't have a cookie and eat more fruit, or, maybe the cookie's nothing. Maybe you get to have hot chocolate, or you get to have, a candy bar instead of a cookie. And that's not going to be the thing that triggers you like a cookie does. So whatever your thing is, the key is all of us have our own, and you need to pay attention to it. And if you are able to indulge in moderation, that's great. One of the tricks that I've done is tea. Hot tea has been a really good buffer for me. If I am craving a sweet, I will have a cup of hot tea. I'll probably put a little bit of I have this ginger honey that I love. Shout out Marie's Bees I think they're up in Ferndale. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's the best. It's like whipped honey and it tastes like ginger. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, sidebar. That was just a sidebar. I should go ask them to be sponsored. But the thing is if I do a little sweet hot tea, and then I just kind of don't go over the sweet afterwards. So do what works for you. Okay. This is really important. You need to stay active. You need to get movement in. I don't care if it's let's say we're on vacation over the holidays and you're with your family. Go for a walk with your family. If you need to get up and do morning stretches, you don't want to work out strenuously maybe, or you're feeling like you've got a lot going on, 15 minutes of good stretching. I know that there is this tendency when there's vacations or holidays or things like that maybe that's the time we skip. But for me personally, I probably am going to get more sweets in me than I normally do. And I know that even more than ever with the stress of the holidays, movement is my medicine. Movement is the thing that helps me not get in my head. It's the thing that keeps me active. It keeps me feeling good. So it's not about weight. For me, it's about the mental health, truly. And it could be about both for you. I don't know. So I'm saying get your movement in. That's what I'm saying. It's a hot tip off the presses, okay? Next is prioritizing sleep. So we're going into the holidays. Maybe we get to be up late. We get to go to bed and sleep in later, whatever. You might be off your game. You guys, and I'm not saying this is not, hear me, please. This is not a brag. This is a fact. I got up at 5 a.m. this morning because I know if I take this, let's say week and a half, 2-week period, start changing my sleep habits, it's going to be so challenging for me to snap out of it. So I still get up at early time. I don't move or hustle as fast as I normally do. I'll take my time if I'm on vacation or holidays, but I do crave having that time before the family's up where, and Chad got up with me, but the boys are still sleeping, and I crave that because it just gives me a chance to set the tone for my day. Okay. So prioritize your sleep. It is that important. It is as important as movement, as important as eating healthy. Do not skip it. I think that it's something we really need to work on in our entire society, where we try to function on 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and most of us need 6 to 8. 7. I'm a 7-hour kind of girl. That works for me. So prioritize your sleep and make that a habit that you really, really, really take serious. Okay. Managing your stress, through mindful practice. So I wanted to just share with you my tips on you're going to have stress. Okay. I don't know about you, but yesterday I had to brain dump because we're headed into the holidays and I have so many things. I mean, they're just flying through my mind. And I need to do that. And I need to do that. And I need to do that. And that to me is when I start to feel overwhelmed. So I did take a pause. I took a step back. I really just listed brain dumped, and I really am making conscious effort to do the things that I know are going to move the needle for me. But the thing is, I had to be mindful that that's what was coming. I had to start feeling that. We've talked about it before, and I have shared the knowing when you're in a state of overwhelm is, I think, the very first step. And so I was feeling my thoughts racing, I was feeling my chest getting tight, and I was starting to get a little edgy. So those are the things that I know, I need to stop. Okay. So I took a pause and I was, made my plan. But what I want to encourage you is, please pay attention to yourself during this time. There's a lot of things that come up during the holidays, and I'm not even going to speculate on what yours could be, but I'm going to name some that are pretty common, which is, there's extra family dynamics, right? There is extra sweets, and whether we want to admit it or not, it does change our brain chemistry. It does not help our thoughts. It does not help our mental health, right? So there's sweets involved. The kids maybe are at home and you're used to them not being home during the middle of the day, and you're trying to do things. Listen, we're all married. We've got spouses that are kind of around now during the holidays, maybe, that typically you guys are having your work days apart or something like that. There's a lot that goes into the holidays, and it really is meant to be, it was originated to be a time of joy and reflection on the birth of our Savior and King. And it has turned in sometimes to so much chaos. And so it is more important than ever to be very mindful of how you're feeling in this space and to do a check-in. I encourage you to take moments of pause. I encourage you to maybe even do a 1-minute body scan. You can do it on your own. You don't need a guided meditation to do it. Literally set a timer for a minute and just scan your body from head to toe. How are you literally feeling in your body, right? So get back into your body and pay attention to how you're interacting with others and how you're feeling. And I really, really think that is, to me, probably the biggest key to staying on track for the holidays. You can meal prep, you can, not overindulge, you can move your body. But if you're not paying attention to really where you're at in your mental health and in your headspace, you will most likely make choices you would not normally make. And that's what it comes down to. So, the goal is to enjoy your holidays. So if you're starting to feel yourself go down the path where you're feeling stress, or you're feeling a weightiness to the day, then please take a step back and pause and breathe and brain dump, and remember the things that you want to come out of that moment of pause doing are the things that are going to make impact in your day. All right. Okay. So those are my tips for staying on track for the holidays. I hope it helped. Oh, and drink water. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe I almost didn't say it. Guys, step 1, drink water. Okay. Get your water in. We should be all drinking about half of our body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you would drink 75 ounces of water a day. Okay. But I will encourage you, if that feels like too much and you need to work up to it, get yourself a good size 32-ounce water bottle. Those are a very common size with a big old straw on it, and drink 2 of those a day. All right. So that's not a gallon of water. That's a half a gallon of water. And it is really enough hydration to help you. And you guys, hydration helps so many things. I mean, it's going to help you with your cravings. It's going to help you with your mental health. It's going to help you with your hydration. Your skin is going to feel hydrated. You're going to be able to move your body better. It's all the things. Okay. So make sure you're getting your water in. And I don't know about you, but I'm in a better mood when I drink water. So there's that. Okay. All right, you guys, Merry Christmas. I am so excited for Christmas Day. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great year. I am grateful for all of you who show up with me, and I cannot wait to see what your New Year's plans are. We're going to get into that later, but I just start chewing on it, start thinking about it. I'll be checking in with you guys on what your New Year's goals are. But Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. our Savior is born. Merry Christmas. Thank you for listening. I'm just so grateful that you would take the time to be here with me today. I hope that if there's anything that inspired you or got you excited, that you would share it to social media or send me a message with any input or feedback that you have. And just really appreciate the support and the encouragement that I get from you guys all the time. I will keep showing up, and I hope you keep listening.